everyone, today I'll be reviewing this horror thriller movie. I saw it on last night on Netflix. But it's not a Netflix original movie. It's a movie that Netflix bought it and it's there to see. And it's called Death of Me, starring Maggie Q, Luke Hemsworth. And this movie is directed by Darren Lynn Bousman. And this movie takes place in Thailand, and it's a remote area in Thailand. It takes place, and this movie is about Maggie Q and Luke Hemsworth. They're like a married couple. They wake up not remembering what happened like last night. Then they see this video of Maggie Q dying. Like basically Luke Hemsworth, he's like choking her to death, then burying her in dirt, and then she wakes up and she's like, oh. And she has all this question like, what happened last night, what is happening, and what is like where we are, all those things. So I thought this movie, first act for this movie was quite interesting and engaging, that I was really interested to see what happened rest of it, and especially the mystery behind it, like what happened and how like they don't remember anything. So of course you see later on what is this movie is about. And so I thought this, so as I was saying, first half of this movie is interesting, and second half of this movie is like, I shouldn't say like last half of, I should say middle of this movie is dragged a little bit. Like I thought it's too long. Like there is some creepy images, creepy stuff going on. Of course it's a horror movie, you expect to see and there is some weird stuff, weird people, and like there it was like weird seeing all this thing. Especially one thing, I was like, like Maggie Q, she like, what the heck, she like pulled a snake out of her mouth. That scene really, man, it made me throw up. It's so gross. What? This horror movie, they try to show you this thing, these images, give you like creepy vibe about the movie. So what I like about this movie is, I thought Maggie Q, she was really very good in this movie. Maggie Q, she's really good actress. I'm really glad she's doing a lot of movies these days. And Luke Hemsworth, I have only seen him in Westworld. I thought he also did decent job in this movie. Often he doesn't get the limelight he deserves because he's Chris Hemsworth's brother. Especially Chris Hemsworth, he's so handsome, and he's not bad looking, but he's not looks like Chris Hemsworth, if you know what I mean. But I definitely thought he's a good actor in this movie. His character is not doing much in this movie. He's just there to support Maggie Q's character, because this movie does center around Maggie Q's character. So I will get to the spoiler now. If you haven't seen this movie, see this movie and come back what I think about the ending. So I thought this movie, the plot, like these people are trying to sacrifice her, like which you can get this idea when you see this movie, because like the way they're treating her, they see her, they're smiling at her, and especially they're bringing offer to her, which means they're gonna sacrifice her. That I got the idea, but finally when they revealed the secret, I was like, I was right. So like the mystery in this movie, it's like it's meant to be like you figure it out, because that's how it was showing. So I thought this movie's direction is pretty good, honestly. Like I liked it, the way Darren Lynn Bousman, he directed this movie. As I was saying, first act is pretty interesting, keep audience engaged. Middle half of it is like draggy, but I really like this movie. Took place in Thailand, and especially that remote like the island. Man, that island is so pretty. And one of that girl, she was there, she's kind of like freak, like she was sick, then she got cured, and Maggie Q actually tells her like, you are really a freak person. Do you know that? Like because they're trying to sacrifice her. Like what the heck? So that part of this movie is like, what do I think? I thought it's an interesting movie. Still, some people will not like this movie. Is it for everyone? No. But I really liked watching this movie. Took place in Thailand. Location were amazing. But the way they portrayed these people, especially this like the village people, they looked like they just want to sacrifice her. There was some stuff interesting, like the back and forth dialogue. Like they tell Maggie Q, like they thought she was local, but she's not. She's American, and she's there. And that aspect of this movie, I found it interesting. I've been to Thailand, actually. It's a very beautiful country, Thailand. And if you want to go for vacation there, it's really very cheap. It's really cheap for us here. especially with like, I don't know, $300. You can do a lot of things there. So I think for a vacation perspective, I would love to visit Thailand in future. Because I have been there, but I only been to Bangkok. But I will be like visiting in my future life if I had money or time. But I will not be going to a remote island. So thank you this movie. Thank you to this movie. I will not be going to a remote island because especially the way it shows you the local people, how they're acting and how they're like doing things to her. I was like, oh man, I don't know. Anyway, that was my thought on this movie. Definitely interesting watch, honestly. If you enjoyed my review, don't forget to subscribe. Please leave your comment about this movie. And if you enjoyed my review, don't forget to subscribe and take care.